welcome to Thoughts in the Green Room with your host, Jeff Mays. This week's topic, being ready. As you can see around me, there's all sorts of chaos. We've got Darth Vader's head, some chairs, the milk crates. It's a little bit chaotic in my room right now. The reason why? Almost 2 full months ago, there was a leak in the apartment that affected my room, and it is taking much longer than expected to get everything sorted out. And as a result, well, I'm living in a little bit of chaos. And it's really at this point, I am ready to get my space sorted out once again and get back to the comfort of my home and the use of everything that I possess. And this simple desire has started me on the path and the thought process of how ready I am to achieve the goals as an actor that I want to achieve. And it's led me to this week's topic, of course, being ready. So I've been asking myself with this thought in mind about what haven't I achieved, or what do I want to achieve that still sits unfinished? And after asking that question of what is left unfinished, I was left with the hard choices and the hard questions of what am I willing to do in order to change things to get that accomplished. And the result of that is the idea of, first and foremost, am I ready to make those changes? Am I ready to face those hard questions? Proverbially speaking, are you ready to face the music in order to make things different? That was the first question I had to think about. Am I ready for it? If I got everything I wanted, could I receive it? And the answer for me is yes. I believe everybody's asking themselves, are you ready to get the $1 million dream home or the $1 million job or whatever it is that you're waiting for? I believe the answer is yes. But I want to challenge you initially to start thinking about the reality of, are you truly ready? I reflected back to about 5 years ago as an actor, doing a couple things and thinking about receiving fame and fortune and everything I wanted in that moment 5 years ago. And I realized in this hindsight right now that no, I wasn't ready then. I didn't have the skill set. I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have the strength of character to be able to face that kind of lifestyle at the time. And back then, I wouldn't have admitted that to myself. But now I'm ready to make that kind of admission. And the initial challenge for you, my viewer, is to really challenge your yes, because I'm pretty sure you'll say yes to whatever it is you want. So the next set of questions that I had to ask, having admitted that back then I wasn't ready, and that now I am, having reassessed, the next set of questions sat in the what am I willing to do? First, why do I not have what I want? Second, what has impeded me? And third, what currently impedes me? And fourth, what do I do that keeps these things as blocks? Because if I'm truly ready for something, why are they still blocks? And once those questions are answered, the next step is, how do I actualize the answers? i.e., I'm ready for my next task, and this person who I always talk to, I'm ready to let them go. As an example, maybe you've got a buddy you sit down with all the time and you go for a coffee every week, and that coffee that you spend with this friend is one that just complains about the situation you're both in. Well, if that's the case, that's one of the blocks that's stopping you from achieving. So maybe you're ready to let that friend go. Or maybe you're ready to change the dialogue with that friend so it's an optimistic conversation rather than a pessimistic conversation. So having asked myself those questions, am I ready? What is impeding me? What am I willing to do to change it? What has stopped me in the past? And how am I getting in my own way? Having faced those questions, I now take the time to figure out what I'm willing to do to change them. And this has not been an overnight conversation or an overnight reflection. This has been a reflection for some time now. And all of this, of course, is leading me to having had answered those questions I'm ready to make those next steps, and I'm setting up meetings, I'm setting up appointments to do things to change my previous behaviors. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a while for all those things to shift and roll and become what they need to be. But in time, I will get where I need to go because now I am ready for it. This is the process that I have as an actor in growing my career, in growing my craft. And I turn it over to you, my viewer, to sit down with yourself and ask the most important question. Are you ready? Truly reflect on it. And second, if you are ready, truly, then ask yourself those other questions and spend the week reflecting on what you are willing to do, or maybe what you're not willing to do in order to achieve your dream. Those are your thoughts from the Green Room for this week. I am your host, Jeff Mays, and I will see you in 2 weeks.